Is Crazy Ex-Girlfriend still even playing?
Yeah, it's the last season.
This has we controlled it.
Nothing to do with Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, but I do love that show, and it's on Netflix now.
Yes, watch scripted television.
Yes.
Now let's talk about reality television. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of 2 Gay Mats. It's Matt Steele.
It's Matt Ballmer.
And first of all, before we say anything, we just want to thank our newest patrons. We just hit 40 patrons on our Patreon. We're very excited about it.
We're very excited. So we have like 10 patron-only bonus videos. If you pay as little as $1 per video, you can see an extra video every week, and there are already 10 sitting there waiting for you. We've talked about Roger and Hammerstein's Cinderella starring Brandy. We've talked about our ex-boyfriend stories.
That was our most recent one. It was real dramatic. I talked for a long time.
I know, I did the editing. I was like, cut. All we're saying is, we're having so much fun on the Patreon. You gotta get on it. Be one of the cool kids.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Now, we're gonna talk about something that we really don't talk about on our channel.
Yes.
But, you know, no one's putting out music. The Tonys are done. The Oscar season is not here yet. What do we talk about other than reality TV?
Yeah.
I actually just got done watching an episode of Big Brother. As many of you know, is my favorite reality show of all time. And today's episode was iconic.
And I think the reason we don't talk about it much is that we don't have that much overlap in like the reality shows we watch.
We don't know. You're very Bravo. I'm very Big Brother. I like competition shows. We were like, what do we talk about? Do we talk about our favorite villains? I love nothing more than a misunderstood woman.
Okay.
A misunderstood
very specific.
and wrongfully villainized woman.
Oh God, I know who you're talking about.
No one was more wrongly villainized in the reality television circuit than everyone's mother.
Oh God.
Kate Gosselin.
That is so wrong.
John and Kate Plus 8 is one of my favorite shows of all time. And it was really popular and on TLC literally 10 years ago. I was having foot surgeries and I couldn't walk for several months, and all I could do was watch TV. And this was when TLC was just playing the show on loop. So all I had was just me in my wheelchair, and John and Kate and those 8 adorable kids. Yeah.
Shit. I didn't realize.
It was dramatic. I almost died. I didn't.
I was gonna say.
Kate Gosselin is a little high-strung. But you know what? She is just like any mother who cares. She has some control issues, which she is working on and has worked on. But she was so wrongfully villainized on that show.
But Kate was tough.
Kate was tough. She was tough. But
tough
you know
to
what?
swallow.
Look, I don't know if I could be married to Kate Gosselin.
Of course not!
She's a very opinionated woman. She's very strong-willed. But you know what? I respect her. I think she ruled that house with an iron fist, because you have to, because John wasn't going to do it, and someone needed to clean the refrigerator and make sure all the kids stayed out in the backyard as she cleaned the refrigerator.
Which was the older twin that hated her?
Oh, Maddie. But see, the thing is, Maddie Gosselin is a queen. Maddie Gosselin is one of my favorite people on the planet. No one can do battle with Kate Gosselin, except for Maddie Gosselin. Maddie Gosselin can shut Kate Gosselin down in a second. It's amazing. Maddie Gosselin can be president of the United States one day. Kate Gosselin, she was passionate about her kids. She was passionate about motherhood. Would she lose her cool sometimes?
All the time.
Sure. But it was funny. That's what made the show funny, because she was just like a crazy mom.
I love a strong lady. Kate is off-putting.
She's off-putting, but she raised all those kids.
I will say, I've watched that show live once. It was the episode after they announced that divorce. And I was like, yes! This is what I want. This is the kind of Bravo shit I want to watch. I want to see two people interact, or not interact.
Oh my God.
Post-divorce announcement, like that. I was like, eyes peeled, like, let's see it.
The best parts of the show are when they were really lighthearted. It's like when Kate would talk about how there was a sale on grapes and she was so excited. Like, it was great. Like, it was such a great show, and then it turned real dark.
I loved the darkness. That's the thing. That's the reason why I love my Bravo shows. Is like, there's nothing I like less than a reality show based on hijinks. It's like, like they're just like running around or like just doing nothing and just like, oh, I did a goofy thing. Let's like zoom in and like wow, wow, wow. Which is why I watch my Housewives, I watch my Vanderpump Rules. I won't talk about Stassi. She's already been mentioned in my problematic faves video. She's still problematic, but she's still a fave. My favorite Housewives series is either going to be Atlanta, which is excellent, and New York, which had a dip, but has had a rise and is really good right now. But I wanted to talk about a person who I think was unfairly villainized. Jill motherfucking Zarin. In season 3, when Jill and Bethany had their fallout, everyone was team Bethany, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of team both of them. I can understand Jill has gotten jealous that Bethany's had this breakout success. Bethany was about to get her spinoff, and Jill didn't know. This is so early on. She didn't know that, like, first rule of reality TV is like, don't fuck with the girl with the spinoff. So Jill was trying to ice her out of the season, make sure no one filmed with her, and then when she found out that Bethany had gotten engaged and was pregnant, and then Bethany Bethany wanted nothing to do with her. It was too late. But the thing is, if you keep watching the show, if you watch Bethany now, what Carol said tonight, who also she's leaving the Housewives, I'm very upset about it. Carol said tonight, this is 10 seasons in, a lot of Bethany's relationships explode. Whew! And it's like, you know what? Is that rude? Yes. Is it true? Yes. It is not a coincidence that Bethany can't keep a best friend, okay? And I feel like Jill got so thrown under the bus in that time. Everyone was so against her, and it's like, so what? She's on a big reality show. It's gone to her head a little bit. Is that the worst thing that's ever happened?
No, it happens to everyone.
Right. And you watched season 3 with me. Like, Jill was not like pure evil.
I have never watched the season of Housewives, but he was like, I need to sit you down and we will binge season 3 of New York Housewives. I watched the whole season and I was moved. I was moved, and I am very much Team Jill. Like, thank you. In the beginning, you're just like, Jill, God, Jill, what are you doing? And then you're just like, oh, I feel bad for her.
Yes!
Like, I feel bad for her. She was trying to make good TV.
And do you remember?
And then it just all went down.
When she came to Scary Island unannounced, and she's just like, hi! I thought we were friends. I know we're not now. Yes! Say it, Jill! I need her back on the show. I've been hashtagging Bring Jill back for the past 7 years, and I think now it could happen. The woman is a joy to watch.
Well, to go totally opposite of Bravo's Housewives, I pray someone watching remembers this. This person isn't really a villain of this show because it was a show on the Disney Channel. It was a show that aired in 1998. It was called Bug Juice, Our Summer at Camp. And it just followed a bunch of preteens, 12 to 15, at a camp, Camp Wasiata in Maine. It literally just followed all of their stupid teenage drama that was so harmless but like still so real. There was a girl at that camp who to this day is my favorite character on a reality show ever. Her name was Sara. Sara was so misunderstood in the camp. Sara was from Philadelphia when all these other kids were from like Connecticut and like just outside of DC. And Sara had a very distinct, sarcastic, blunt sense of humor. And everyone was just like, Sara has an attitude problem. Sara has an attitude problem. Which of course made Sara sort of a little embittered and like fight against them and everything, and in the way that, you know, 13-year-olds fight. It's kind of devastating because no one gets her. You're watching and you're like, I get her, she's funny as hell. But Sara, in the middle of camp, like, had a sudden breakdown. And she had just gotten to the point where she was like, no one understands me, no one understands me, I need to go home. The episode where she leaves camp early is so devastating. It's so sad.
Did she come back?
She doesn't, no.
Wow.
She had a best friend at camp named Keisha, and Sara and Keisha would always sing together at like their weekly talent shows or whatever. And so they were supposed to sing at the one talent show. Keisha was in the car as they were driving Sara to the airport, and they recorded the two of them singing the song they were supposed to sing. So at the talent show they played that recording.
That's sweet.
They sang One Moment in Time. Sara to me is just such a beautiful, like, three-dimensional character that you don't expect to see on a kid's show. And for the longest time, they always had these like "Where Are They Now" videos for Bug Juice, and every single video is just like, we have no idea where Sara is. There were rumors that she died. Years later, I'm in LA, I meet a cast member from Bug Juice, and the first thing I ask him is, where the fuck is Sara? And he looked me dead in the eyes and was just like, I don't know.
Oh my god.
And it was just devastating. Then literally a year later, he Facebook messaged me and he was just like, I just want you to know, Sara friended me on Facebook. Just friended me on Facebook. And so it's like, Sara's good, you guys. She's having a great life.
Well, to take another turn. I'm discussing a woman that I would argue is the most deplorable person I've ever seen on television, maybe, definitely on Bravo. There's an incredible show on Bravo that is a little underappreciated. I think more people are getting onto it, but there's a show called Southern Charm. It's like Vanderpump Rules, but set in Charleston, and they're all sleeping with each other, but there's some people are old, some people are young. It's like the people I grew up with. It's very preppy, like old money white people who are just like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this happened. There's a person named Catherine Dennis. Catherine was 21 when the show started. She was impregnated and began a relationship with a man named Thomas Ravenel. She ended up having 2 of his kids over the course of 2 seasons on the show. She lost custody of those kids because she had a drug and alcohol addiction. She then went to rehab, came back, and like has gotten her life together. This past season, there's been a new character on Southern Charm named Ashley. Ashley Jacobs is the most vile human being I've ever seen. She is supposedly an escort that Thomas hired to be on the show and to like play his girlfriend. We're not sure about that, but like probably. She just decides to like really go to the limit with this girl, Catherine, who's like not really doing much to her, kind of leaving her alone, just trying to stay sober and stay under the radar. And she's just like, never forget that like your children got taken away from you. You're nothing but an egg donor. You're nothing but a baby mama. Like you,
an egg donor.
She was saying the most vile things in the world. Just like, when your son was in the hospital, why didn't you come visit him? Because like I was there in the hospital, why weren't you there? And like you could have come trick or treating with us. If I had a kid and I could like go trick or treating with him, I'd want to do that. But like you just don't even care, do you? And she's like, I like wasn't allowed to do that because your boyfriend and my ex have been like drug testing me 3 times a week, and like I'm not allowed to see my kids for this amount of time. And the entire season, she is coming after this woman who's trying to like just like live her life and like
and in a healthy way, like trying to get healthy.
Yes, trying to stay sober and be healthy, and this woman is doing nothing but tearing her down. You don't have to be a mother to know like that is so insanely cruel to do to anyone in any context. But on national television, where we have watched this girl grow up, become a complete mess, and get her life together, like how did you think this was going to look?
In 2 seasons.
In 2 seasons. How did you think the audience was going to react to you, Ashley?
I mean, I get it. Like you're trying to get a permanent role on the show, maybe, but like that's not the way.
That's not the.
Throw a champagne. Throw your prosthetic leg.
Oh, also, of course, by the time the reunion comes around, Thomas, who's garbage in his own way, but like I didn't know at the time, he has been accused of raping several people, and so he couldn't come to the reunion, and so she's there representing both Thomas and herself, and it's just like all the cast is like, you have been brainwashed by this man and turned against Catherine, and the fact that you went along with it makes you disgusting. I need you to apologize for the things you said to me that day. And she's like, I'm sorry for like the time I said it. I'm sorry for like the way I said I should have pulled you aside.
I should have pulled you aside.
Yes.
And like made you feel bad for this drug problem?
Yes! I should have pulled you aside. And they're like, you don't feel bad for the content of what you said? She's like, I mean, do you want me to lie and say that I don't believe it? I do. I did believe it. I believe it now. I am just so disgusted. I am so disgusted by this woman, but clearly Thomas isn't gonna win the show anymore because he's a rapist, and like neither will you, and goodbye to you both. And like the fact that Catherine did not physically fight this woman is beyond the pale. She was 2 seasons ago telling people to fall on knives. She has really come a long way, baby. Catherine, you've shown strength that I would not be able to show. Like, I don't know what I would do in that situation, but you clearly are doing something right. Because, like, ooh.
So that's a reality villain that is maybe not a fake.
No,
that's a genuine villain.
She's not even a 3-dimensional person. Like, she's she's like fucking Ursula. Like, she's just.
No, your villains have to be 3-dimensional.
Right, and she is not that.
Unless you are the greatest reality villain of all time.
And like, really, was she a villain? She was always right.
I feel like we should just do a whole dedication video to this.
We should.
Screw whatever we just said prior. We're keeping it in. But
but this video is dedicated to the Queen. Flavor of Loves. I love New York's.
Miss Tiffany
New York Pollard. Ah!
What? Just a standing ovation.
A standing ovation for this woman.
Like, when it comes to the art of being a reality star, and yes, now it's an art. She's
the blueprint.
She's Judy Garland.
She spoke in memes before memes were a thing.
Yes!
There's a reason that people use a New York GIF before any other GIF, and that was so many years ago now. That was a decade since she was on Flavor of Love.
Flavor of Love is not relevant in the slightest, but she is
forever relevant. Just her saying, Beyonce, 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 bitch, you look like Luther Vandross. Like, that is just everything she did. Like, you should have just sat there and ate your food. Like, just everything.
Except you can choke.
Yes, you can choke.
The best like GIF of all time is literally her just sitting on the bed and just zooming out with the sunglasses. Iconic.
And it's like, did she know what she was doing?
Did she
know that what she was doing was going to be?
Now she does.
She does now.
Well, the thing is, like, now she's sort of had a resurgence ever since UK's Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother. I watch a compilation video of her on UK's Big Brother once a week, and they are like 30-minute videos, and I will watch the whole thing.
When she finds out that David Bowie has died.
At the end of time, when God has his greatest moments on earth ranking and countdown, when he counts down best reality show moments, it is in the top 3.
And she thinks it's David Guest, who's in the house with her and is sick at the time.
Because Angie Bowie, David Bowie's ex-wife, was in the house, locked in there. David Bowie, while Angie Bowie was in there, died. There was another guest in the house named David Guest.
Yes.
So Angie confides in New York and just said, they just told me, please don't tell anyone, but David's dead. And And Tiffany, whether it was genuine or not,
I think it was
she was
genuine.
like, I know what to do. She freaked out thinking it was David Guest, that he
Yes.
just died in the next room. She runs and tells the whole house.
And she's
the
like, they
house
told
is
me
in
not to tell you,
chaos.
but David died.
And there's like, David. And
I need her on my television every second of every day. Like, I really feel like there needs to be more roses given to Tiffany New York Prowell. You know, I met her. When
you never told me
Have
this.
I never told you that? I used to work at MTV Radio as an intern, and she was coming in to promote, like, New York Goes to Work or something. So many people would come on and they'd be like, fucking idiots, and like, it's like, no. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's talking about. She's quick on these radio interview questions. Like, she was with it, and she was fun, and it was like, you're just truly an icon.
It doesn't matter who you are, what you like, what your interests are, whether you are an actor, whether you are a singer-songwriter.
Yes.
You stand Tiffany Pollard.
Yeah, so we just want to thank
Everyone
you.
stands Tiffany Pollard.
Thank you for creating reality TV. You did it, bitch. And I just will always have my hat off to you, Tiffany. Brava.
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 Thank you. And thank you guys for watching. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Matt Power Music.
And it's Matt Steele.
And both of us are 2Gay Matts. Become our patron for $1 an episode. You can watch bonus videos from us every week. And we'll be back soon with another brand new 2Gay Matts.
Bye, guys.
Bye.